Yes, fans, I'm back, leading the autumn programmes on BBC Three with the most expensive series ever to come out of this bureaucratic dump. Roland.
So where are we going?
Further than we've ever gone before.
Port. Structural latching system integrity breached.
Prepare to take us out of here, number one.
Fire up the engines, half impulse till we clear the nebula, then punch it up to warp 9.
Ready phases, load forward torpedo bays. Engage.
Homo sapiens. What an inventive, invincible species. It's only a few million years since they crawled up out of the mud and learned to walk. Puny, defenseless bipeds. They've survived flood, famine, and plague. They've survived cosmic wars and holocausts. Now, here they are, out among the stars, waiting to begin a new life, ready to outsit eternity. They're indomitable.
Oh, thank you for the vote of good confidence there, Tom Baker, the Fourth Doctor. Resplendent as always. I thought I'll go for the Tuesday opening. No, the Wednesday opening. I hardly ever use the Wednesday opening, so I thought, bit of Wednesday opening, that sounds fun. But I tell you, yes, we are an inventive species, but man, what have we invented, right? I would like to. I wish I could go back to like the 1990s maybe, and then say, listen, this social media stuff may be seen good right now, but we really got to put some checks and balances in place because it's going to get crazy. And look, at some point in the next few years, they're going to offer you unlimited free porn, right? Just unlimited free porn. I know it's going to sound like you're going to be, well, yes, of course, right? I understand that. You should say no. Humanity. And that'd be my message I could send back. Make sure social media companies have open source code and are accountable. Right, and are not in the control of the intelligence agencies. Make sure that, right? Make sure there's transparency there, and also turn down the unlimited free porn. That means it was going to be really bad for society. Why are kids so messed up now? Like, why are kids so sexually strange? They grew up with unlimited free porn. It can't be good for you. Right? It can't be good. Fun, but not good, ladies and gentlemen, not good. Anyway, we're living in strange times within strange times. We are in the run-up to the holiday of Circus. Circus, not Succus. That's one of my favorite holidays. Comes very rarely, although when Succus comes around, I come quite a lot. Let me tell you. Actually, there's a happy holiday song about that. Oh, the happy Rabbi's coming. It must be Succus. No, that's never been. I just made that up. That wasn't real. Anyway, Sukkot is coming. The holy holiday of Sukkot is coming, where the Hebrews, as of tradition, leave their homes, right? Leave their homes, and they live in huts outside the houses where they can see the stars through the ceilings on their temporary dwellings. But I don't. I can't do it, mate. I can't do it. Too much for me. But I do this like daily. It's called Daf Yomi. This I have this thing where you learn two sides of this thing called the Talmud every day, and this is going to tie into what I was just talking about, right? And so what I normally do is I learn I study the Talmud, is like this ancient 2,000-year-old text of Jewish law, Jewish philosophy more than Jewish law. Right, and it's everything's contained there within. So if you do 2 sides a day, like a page a day, you finish it in 7.5 years. So this is my second time going. I've done bits of it, but my second time going through it. Right, I've just reached the halfway point. So I've been through it 1.5 times. Anyway, so there's these books called Art Scroll, which have very good Hebrew English translations. Right, they're elucidated. It's like they have there's different sort of like, you know, you have a thing that will come from this source, and then there'll be another thing that comes from a different source, and they like highlight and use different text to different things. So you understand what you're reading. They got lots of notes and commentaries. So what I would normally like study it with that, right? Learn it through that. But then I heard I could get a free one of these things, right? I thought I was going to get a free one every time it came out, but no. And they're expensive. They're like the cheaper ones are 200 shekels, which is about $60, which is about £50, right? And then the bigger one I think is like 70 pounds. How much are they? Like, they're expensive, right? They're not cheap. They're 350 shekels, which is probably hang on, let's work it out. Sterling shekels. I'll let you know right now. Hang on. Sterling shekels. Let's see what the rate is. So I think it's 350. Fine, £75, right? There's £75 of volume. There's like 72 volumes, right? Because the last 7 years. And you basically do one a month. You know, around there. I think it's more than 72. I don't know. Anyway. So anyway, you got free one. So, but to get the free one, you had to agree to listen to this guy's class on it, which he gives in English mostly. So I was like, yeah, okay, fine. And it turns out you only get the one as the introduction. I'm like, fine. I really like the class. So what I do now is I do it in the book, the art scroll. I read it on everybody does the same page on the same day, right? It's a whole global thing. So I read the next day's page, like on the day, I'm like a page ahead, and then I listen to that current day's page on the class. Anyway, so in that class, that was a lot of work, right? He's just like really clever, and I really, really relate to it, right? He'll say, look, we live in like he also like me says it's the end of the day. When's it gonna end? I don't bloody know. I thought last week, but I was wrong. You know, we have this we're in this weird time because it says at the end of the day there'll be all this like magical stuff about Bible study, right? And it said, you know, there'll be worldwide networks of people who and anything that translates in every language, everything's very accessible. People are doing much. There's more like awareness of Jewish learning now in the Jewish world than there's been in any time in history, right? So why are we in the world that without Messiah, right? There's all this like Jewish life going on. Why is this not triggered a messianic age, right? And so you're saying because people practice Judaism, they don't live it. They're practicing it, but they haven't got this thing because you know you'll do you're religious, whatever you do all the things you're supposed to do, and then you know you'll fill your taxes. You'll lie here, you'll do this, like most people do. Like you won't have internal integrity. If you live your religion, I think it's pretty the same as Catholicism or Islam or pretty much anything. If you live it, then you gotta walk the walk, baby. People are not interested in walking the walk. Anyway. But you know, I think maybe the tide's turning. Who knows what dares to dream? I'm a little optimistic soul. That's me. That's my basic default setting. Is a little optimistic soul. Anyway, we got the Jewish holiday of Sukkot's coming, right? Sukkot, right? So this is what it means for me. Firstly, but by the way, I am exhausted beyond exhausted. I had a hell trek yesterday to go to Jerusalem to get a new suit for my son's wedding, right? And it was a hell trek, okay? It was a freaking nut. I had to my daughter drop me at the train. I had to get a train to another train. I got the train to the other. I'm like, where am I? I'm outside my normal thing. So then I get to Jerusalem and I have to fight my way onto the light rail. And it's fantastic that these things exist, right? And I had to fight my way off the light rail. Again, it's fantastic. They're very convenient, right? And my daughter had to put an app on my phone so I could pay for it. I'm like, I want a card to pay with. I don't want to pay my freaking phone. No, you've got to pay with your phone. I don't know if I did. I think I did. It's very confusing. Anyway, so fine. And then I make it to the little shop. We'll meet my wife there. We go there. And the guy says, oh, yeah, we have sizes for your husband. No problem. I'm a big guy. And I actually just lost weight. I go into the store. They're 10 inches too short. There's like not even close. I'm like, are you shitting me? You've had me slept all the way 2 hours out of my freaking life, and there's going to be another 2 hours getting back home. right? And you were just bullshitting that you had something. What? I was not happy. I was not happy. And my legs are like jelly today from the schlepping around bloody Jerusalem. Anyway. So one of the plans was I was going to also stop with my wife and go to this thing. You need to get your Arbor Minim, right? Your Arbor Minim for sukkahs. Arbor Minim is a big olive branch. I get to do this a lot. And willow leaf, and I'll show you pictures when it comes along. My wife went today for it, right? So, but I couldn't do it, right? Too bloody cream cracker from the whole thing yesterday. So then my wife went instead. Here, this is how freaked out, effed up being Jewish is. It's so freaking crazy. I want you to understand, right? Because if you ever think of converting Judaism, this should talk you out of it. Again, what I was talking about before about practicing Judaism rather than living it, right? So, I found out a couple of years ago that people really don't have any awareness of the laws of speech, about what kosher speech is, about like not talking about shit about each other. It was like very weird, but that nobody has any awareness. While they do like daily classes there, nobody in practical and real terms, they like this huge event happened and nobody really noticed. I don't know. So, I would like to, because why? Because they're practicing Judaism, they're practicing, they're not living it, right? So, if you're not going to, if there's going to be a huge area of law, of religious law, you're going to ignore. Why ignore the kosher speech area, right? If you're in kosher speech, then the downside is that we all live in a nicer place and everybody's happier, right? And you don't get to talk shit about people, but basically, you get to have a much happier life, right? And a much happier place to live. So, and these are laws they decided, no, not interested. But if you're going to decide some laws aren't you're just going to ignore. Jewish dietary laws and kosher laws, baby. Oh, my God. Give up on... Okay, are you aware how much it costs being religious with kosher food? Everything is double the cost. You don't get bacon. You don't get shrimp. And look, non-kosher food, as I belabored the point on this channel often, it's freaking awesome, right? And I dearly miss it, right? If I was given like indistinguishable kosher bacon or a blowjob machine, I'm like, I don't know which one I'm going to go for. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Like, can I have both? They really should come together, which I would do if I had a blowjob machine and indistinguishable kosher bacon. Anyway, so you have Jewish dietary laws, right, which are expensive and suck, right, and make your life miserable. Or you have Jewish speech laws, which just makes your life better. No, no, we're gonna. You sure we're gonna keep the expensive ones, right? No, okay, fine. That's the way it's gonna. Anyway, so I digress. So yeah, if you have everything of becoming Jewish, let this dissuade you. Anyway, so my wife went to the Arbor Minim fair, right? And so she said, "Oh look, here are the ones that are like the slightly nicer ones. These are 122nd one. They show you the lemon, and you get the palm frond that of that quality. So that's the more expensive ones. Now here's the cheaper ones. So I said, get 2 cheaper ones for my boys, and I'll take the expensive ones. So my wife asked me to pick out the best ones. So I said, for me, you can take any of these 3. This one was my favorite, right? This one was my favorite. The one she picked out, nothing like it, but is that the one? I'm like, darling, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all cool, baby. And then she was showing me the palm leaf that goes with it. No, over here, that's myrtle leaves and I don't know what the other ones are called. You hold them together. It's just weird. So anyway, so fine. So we had to get that stuff. Also had to get candy. Why do you have to get candy? Because we have this is quite nice. The local kids come around to your sukkah, right? You have to eat outside in your booth. All meals are in your booth on Sukkot night. So for Sukkot night, the first night, which was a Friday night, which was kind of convenient, my wife does full Southern Thanksgiving. So we got orange soup to start, like a sweet potato soup to start with like plenty of ginger. Then it's turkey stuffing, bread stuffing, obviously. We have the chestnut stuffing at Christmas, the Shabbat Christmas. So turkey stuffing. Normally do meatballs, but I think we're having brisket this year to make room in the freezer so we can make stuff for the wedding. Turkey stuffing, brisket, green bean casserole, freaking awesome. If anybody offers you some green bean casserole, take yourself. So if that it sounds like it's shit, it's awesome, right? Green bean casserole is so freaking good. It's like green. I'm not a great fan of green beans, but you put them in like a casserole with like this gooey, I don't know, yummy sauce and lots of crispy onion things in it. I'm on board, baby. Sweet potatoes, maybe peas. I don't know. Whatever my size. There's some pecan pie and some apple pie dessert. That's right. So then the local neighborhood kids are around. You got to have a supply of sweets, of candy, right? And you get them to say over a little thing about Sukkot, and you give them a piece of candy, and they go, yeah. Then they go to the next one, they get candy. It's like trick or treat, right? They just go home with lots of candy and they throw up royally in somebody else's sukkah. Love it, baby, love it. So we've got that going down. So my wife isn't home yet because and right, we're going out to friends for the first day lunch. You have a big festival lunch or whatever. I forgot. I got to get this guy shawarma. I got to get a guy shawarma and take it to him because I said if Mashiach, this is a real bet I had. Mashiach isn't here by this Jewish New Year. If he is, you'll buy me a shawarma. If I'm wrong, I'll buy him a shawarma, right? And I had in mind that the Messiah would be here, and for the Paschal Lamb, which is basically a shawarma, I would sponsor it for him. Anyway, wasn't to be, baby, wasn't to be. What also wasn't to be was the GOP debate. Like who gave a shit? Really? I mean, like, on a real deep level, who gave a shit? I mean, Vivek Ramaswamy, dominated. Because he just says stuff like a normal human being, even though he was deep in fake debate mode. It was just like the people were talking over him. He was the one who just came over most normal. And that's not really a compliment. But then, who won the debate? Trump. Right? Trump won the debate because Trump wasn't there. But his bit of Vivek being awesome.
Further, you're right about that, Ilya. I favor ending birthright citizenship for the kids of illegal immigrants in this country. Now, the left.
Now, okay, here's the thing. I think Vivek, Tim Paul said, his hair is like very puffed out right here. I think Vivek is trying to make himself into a recognizable caricature, right? And I think he's doing it very cleverly, right? Because he wants to have an edge. I mean, his biggest problem is he's too bloody smart for like mostly the average voter.
Country.
Well, mostly the average GOP debate watcher voter.
Now, the left will howl about the Constitution and the 14th Amendment. The difference between me and them is I've actually read the 14th Amendment. What it says is that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the laws and jurisdiction thereof are citizens. So nobody believes that the kid of a Mexican diplomat in this country enjoys birthright citizenship. Not a judge or legal scholar in this country will
I mean, look at Ron DeSantis. He's like, fuck. He's making sense. Fuck. What did I think of that? Fuck it. Fuck the fuck sticks. I should have done this at all. I don't know why I left Florida. Honestly, I was doing great, and then they promised me a bunch of money, and I'll be president, and everybody's found out I'm autistic. Fuck. I should have just stayed home. And now Vivek's making a lot more fucking sense to me. Fuck. And that was a good idea.
Disagree with me on that. Well, if the kid of a Mexican diplomat doesn't enjoy birthright citizenship, then neither does the kid of an illegal migrant who broke the law to come here.
Okay, so that Vivek by far, the Nikki Haley, who they're putting tons of money in right now, propping up. Weirdly, she loves the UK war, which for me, she was great for Israel, but I'm sorry, you like that war, you are dead to me, darling. Right? You are absolutely dead to me. So, you know, didn't work out good. Oh, well, look, Trump was there, and look, this is why he was the winner of the debate, right? Absolutely the winner.
We'll then go to every foreign country where we're paying billions and billions of dollars for their military defense, as I was doing before. and tell them that if they do not massively increase their purchases of Ford, Chevys, GMs, and Jeeps, our troops are packing up and we're coming home. You got to buy our products. You got to buy our products.
Okay, in 2016, their heads would have been on fire. Everyone's like, it's a fucking good idea. It's a fucking good idea.
And that's going to be the least of it.
Look, at this point, the only way to stop Trump is killing him. And I don't think they can kill him, right? I think they understand that's going to be bad for them. Let's get a few weird. This is another great bit of Trumpness from the Jew.
Biden has ever gotten his hands dirty is when he's taking cash from foreign countries, which is quite often, actually. Quite often. Based on what we're seeing, it's much more often than anyone would have thought. But can you imagine an unannounced raid on his many homes? He would have made Senator Menendez look like a baby, just like a baby. Can you imagine? You know, they gave him 3 weeks' notice. You know, they said, we're going to raid your home over documents. They gave him 3 weeks. Would 3 weeks be enough? So I can imagine. I'd like to see what he cleaned out of there. Joe Biden only cares about enriching his own family. I care about enriching your family. That's why I did this. That's why I did it.
You know what? I don't think he's against his family being rich, but I kind of believe him. I do. He sounds more real than anybody else here. Here's another one. Doink.
So if you want to save your livelihoods and your way of life, then you need to send a message and join the ultimate strike against the globalist class by casting your vote for a gentleman known as Donald J. Trump in the most important election of our lifetime. I believe this will be the most important election in our lifetime.
I mean, they always say that, but maybe it's always true. But, you know, and then there's got this other awesome bit of news here. Share screen. Doink. Elon Musk, again, so look, here's the deal with Elon Musk. I don't think he's perfect, but I think he's the best we got right now on a social media platform. Elon Musk fires ex-election integrity team for undermining election integrity. Again, I love the way Elon Musk does it. Oh, you mean the election integrity team that was undermining the election integrity? Yeah, they're gone. Hilarious, right? Absolutely hilarious. X safety, providing the latest safety tools and updates for X for support visit. And so what's it? X News Daily. Was it news? X has reportedly cut half its electoral integrity team, including the head of the group. Despite this, X has recently reiterated plans to hire more staff in this area ahead of the major international international. It's not international election in 20. It kind of is, I guess, in 2024. You mean the election integrity team that was undermining election integrity? Yeah, they're gone. I just love the way he announces it. Good on you, Elon, mate. Good on you. Well, look, we're in for interesting and weird times. I think that's the best way of looking at it. We're in for interesting and weird times. Oh, you know what? Here, so remove this. I heard this very disturbing news. Like, heard it from Dan, right? Dan Hadley, always a place to get your news from. That's yes, screen. That Michael Gambon is brown bread. Very sad, right? So I first got to know Michael Gambon in The Singing Detective. Can I get the Singing Detective trailer? Well, what will be the greatest of Michael Gambon? They have The Singing Detective, Harry Potter, obviously. Detective trailer. Man, can this please make them want to like update it and make it into HD? Like do a full retrospective on it. Like now Michael Gambon's dead and you missed him, right? Would that be a good time? I mean, I think it might be. We get grab the trailer, so we'll get that. What else was he in, Michael Gambon? There's a bunch of stuff. I guess we'll read his obituary. That's videos. Like, yeah. Oh, this isn't the right one. No. This is the idiot movie with Robert Downey, which was very bad. Very bad. Is there a trailer? This looks like the right one. Yeah, there you go. Also had was it Joanne Wally Kilmer when she was still Joanne Wally, and boy was she was like her first TV thing, and she was gorgeous, right? She played a nurse. She was very hot playing the nurse. She played a like a showgirl hooker, I think, as well as I recall. As I recall, yeah. I think that's always a good introduction. Yeah, Michael Gambon passed away. Wow, I am here. I will read its obituary in a second. Doink, there you go.
Sometimes these hallucinations are better than the real thing, you know. People can sing in them or dance. I don't mind. I like pictures. I don't care.
So I think this was the first time I was introduced to Dennis Potter as well. If you don't know who Dennis Potter is, you can get 4 episodes on YouTube. Just fabulous writer, fantastic writer. And one of the I found a great little thing of his right after this called not Penance from Heaven, which I also liked a lot. No, Brimstone and Treacle with Sting in it. Nope, wrong. Press the wrong button. There you go.
Sunday, BBC One introduces The Singing Detective.
What's it about? Hey? Reginald, I say, what's so special?
Murder.
Good.
Killing and that. And women. Loose women.
Hello.
There is quite a lot of loose women in that to be sure.
Some of them are spies. And some of them are, Nazis.
So essentially, he plays Dennis Potter, right? He's got a crippling skin disease, and he's also written detective novels, and you've got one plot thread where he's in the hospital getting better and worse. Who is it? The Scottish actor whose name I can never bloody remember. Hang on. Singing detective cast. And he's like he's the name that I always remember, and he's an actor I always want to see. Bill Patterson, right? Bill Patterson plays his psychiatrist, right? And then you got another modern day thread that's going on, which is also another layer of story about his personal life, intertwined with the spy novel, which is very, very cool. That's Patrick Malahide as a villain. Oh, and also interspersed with his childhood as well. They again, absolutely beautiful piece of work.
Okay, so what's the story? Who's the dame? And where's the body?
I'm sorry?
There's always a body, too. I know that. You know that.
The police found her this morning.
What?
She's turned up.
Interesting casting to replace Dumbledore. Replace what's his name? Richard Harris.
I don't know what.
Richard Harris really stuck with Dumbledore. Michael Gambon was like, what?
In the river.
While cruising down the river on a
Michael Gambon stars in The Singing Detective on Sunday at 9:05 on BBC One. The start of an intriguing new serial by Dennis Potter.
BBC, I beg you, give us a Blu-ray treatment on that. Like upgrade the video, obviously, upgrade the audio, do a major retrospective, have commentaries on each episode. Yeah, I'd love to hear people like Rusty Davis talk about Singing Detective. Like people, what's the name? The guy does not Prime Suspect. What's that one? The only good thing that stayed good in the era of woke. It was the anti-corruption police thing. What was it called? Okay, fuck. Okay, I got to go to IMDb, right, and look up. This is England. I can see the name of the woman in that, and I know she stars in the police thing. Oh, and it was really good. This is England. If you haven't seen This Is England, it's on. I think it's for free on C4. It's fan freaking tastic, right? absolutely fantastic. Hang on. So let's get the top cast. Is Vicky McClure. Vicky McClure. Yeah, Vicky McClure. And there's a picture of it. What's she known for? Oh, telling me. Hang on. Yeah, I'm just annoyed because I can't remember what it's bloody called. Okay, she's got too big of a career. It's gone back too far. Not Broadchurch. It was it after Broadchurch? Not This Is England. Hang on. Line of Duty. Oh God. Oh, that was so painful. Like, normally I remember as I'm looking for something. No. Yeah. I like it like the Line of Duty bloke. Okay, might as well see what his name is now. You said Duty. You see, so now I'm looking at the Line of Duty. Line of Duty was written by Jed McCurro. Fuck me. That was a lot of work. Fine, let's read about Michael Gambon, then we'll get to the chat. Olivia Award-winning actor whose major film roles are called Albus Dumbledore and Harry Potter Has Died. Well, blimey. You maybe want to break it to us gently, darling. Maybe. That'd be good. So Michael Gambon, whose extraordinary acting career took him from Lawrence of the National Theatre to the role of Sing Detective Harry Potter. We covered those already. What else has he done? Devastated to hear yeah, no, I understand. We're all sad he's dead, but let's hear what he's done. Cook the Faithful Wife and His Lover. That was brilliant. He was great in that as well. There we go. Jason Isaacs said, I love what actor could be from Michael in The Sing Detective. Complex, vulnerable, and utterly human. That's very fair. Look at that. Beacon said, one of the funniest men and great actor. Sleepy Hollow. Yeah. Oh, what am I thinking? The greatest Michael Gambon role, A Christmas Carol. 1 second. Doctor Who Christmas Carol trailer. I can't believe I forgot about that. Preview. Cinema. Doink. Oh, no, I mean, yeah, okay, truly great actor. It's who else? We just lost David McCallum the other day as well. Blimey. Drop them like flies they are. Drop them like bloody flies. Don't be a great actor right now. It's not going to be, it doesn't work out good for you. There we go. Doink.
There are 4,003 people in a spaceship trapped in...
No, this is a fan-made trailer. I don't want to put. I mean, like, we're going to do a fan-made trailer. I'll say it's a fan-made trailer. I feel like I'm ripping them off. Right? What is that? Doink. Teaser trailer. Radio. Where's the official one? Okay, so yeah. Specials, right? I mean, it's a really, really, really good one. Doink. Not in a small part because of Michael Gambon, quite frankly. Is there a better trailer? I don't know. All these ones seem a bit dodgy. Yeah, this looks like the right one. Let's try this one. Video file. We should also about
what's so special about Christmas? I despise Christmas.
He's really just perfect for this role, right? And I think the perfect, like his negativity and anger really bounces beautifully off Matt Smith's very life-loving and effervescent Doctor. Yeah, I'm looking at the cook, the thief, the wife and lover trailer. Oh, there you go. Let me grab that. We'll watch that next. Which is a disturbing, I'm going to say, reasonably hard to watch film. Let's go with this first.
It's Christmas Eve. We're asking for one moment of kindness.
Then ask Father Christmas.
Time can be rewritten.
People can't.
I mean, it's so Christmassy and so Doctor Who and everything great about Christmas, right? Oh, I love this so much, right? And it's one of the greatest TARDIS crews of all time. Matt Smith's Doctor and Amy Pond, Roar. It's just wonderful, right? And there's that wonderful blend of steampunk in there as well. Again, and I found I also like the opera thing. I think it was. Oh man, this is again. Moffat gets so much flack. Not me. When he was firing on all cylinders, he was firing on all cylinders.
Whatever happens tonight, remember, you brought it on yourself.
Who are you?
I'm a ghost of Christmas past.
A lot of difference 13 years makes mate, a lot of difference 30 years. And if we go to select Michael Gowan, yeah, I think this will be that I saw this basically because of Sing Detective. Peter Greenaway, like very, very, very auteur director, very visually disturbing and very beautiful. Is essentially this gangster Michael Gowan has taken up residence in this beautiful restaurant and keeping these like intense this like exquisite artisan as his slave, and he's like a far lower form of life than him. Each different room is a beautiful color scheme. Helen Mirren is playing his wife, and eventually he's like, "Is that Michael Gambon?" Yeah, brilliant in this. Yeah, so a guy quite fortunately starts having an affair with the gangster's wife. Don't do that. Even very, very shaggable 1980s Helen Mirren. Actually, I have to say, I think probably 2023 Helen Mirren's probably good, but probably reasonably shaggable as well, let me tell you. I love the way it goes from colours to colours. The kitchen. Not much Michael Gambon in this trailer. To be fair, not much Michael Gambon in this trailer. If this trailer seeming dull to you, the movie moves at a similar pace. And it's dull, but also very, very disturbing and depressing at the same time. Maybe I'm overselling it to you. Yeah, because this isn't a movie I like, but it's a movie I enjoyed watching. Yeah, it's pretty much how this movie makes you feel. It doesn't make you leave the theater feeling hungry. You don't go, let's go out for a bite to eat after this. Well, that was a weird little trailer. Let's be fair. Do we have any clips of him being Dumbledore? With the best of Dumbledore? Oh, I don't know. I think that would seem a bit too obvious to go. Anyway, Michael Gambon, very, very sadly, no longer with us. Great actor. Really genuinely great actor. I don't think I've ever seen him live. I saw Anthony Hopkins live once playing M. Butterfly. And Nicholas Courtney took over the role right after him. So good for you. Fine. Let us get to the chat. Let us get to the chat. Doink. Ahsoka's so bad. Oh, I am plowing through my season 20 Blu-rays. I went straight for Snake Dance because it's got new special effects on it. And they're better than the original one. They're better than it's a very good story. It's a very, very, very good story. That's how you can absolutely say it's an excellent, excellent story. I mean, beautifully done, right? Really, genuinely fantastic. The new special effects, are they worth it? Kinda, yeah. Look, I mean, here's the thing. I've been thinking about the new special effects a lot recently because the new Ultimate Edition of the 5 Doctors wasn't what I wanted, sadly, right? Okay, I liked their effect when they had the time scoop, we'll say like a giant like obelisk of like jeweled obelisk, right? It was like pure jade, and the essence gets caught in it. It looks very good, but I didn't like the shape of it, right? Cunning Monkey, the fan special effects guy, makes the triangle, which I think the time scoop look original, but also look like it's a 3-dimensional object. What they needed to do is the effect of the new time scoop, but do it as a pyramid. That would work because that will be in keeping with the original. But I would really like to see them made accessible for people who are not fans of the classic Who. In fact, I would love to see that done in general, right? Made them widescreen, like have all the Gallifrey scenes like a thick, heavy Blade Runner-y orange hue, right? When you're in the Death Zone, right? I think that would actually give it quite a good cinematic feel. I think the 1995 chessboard effect, doing that one version, worked better than the 2023 version where it's like laser beams again. And the chessboard ones were all like I think that worked better. But again, make it like accessible for the current year. And you could do that with each Doctor, really. I think like Survival would really work well, edited together as a feature-length one, widescreen, new effects. I just think that would really, really work. Who would you do for Colin Baker? I guess Vengeance on Varos. Right. Again, new effects, widescreen it. Peter Davison, well, 5 Doctors doesn't really count. I mean, so that's all the Doctors. That's a good question. Which one would I do? Let's do a quick look at the Peter Davison episode guide, right? Sometimes you need to make a stop off and check these things out, right? 1 second. We'll do Doctor Who episode guide. For Tom Baker, it's City of Death. No question, right? No question whatsoever. Okay, 1 second. Doink, share screen. Now, what do you do when you get to the first and second Doctor, though? Stop screen. Oh, sorry, Millie. You'll be back in a second, honey. I know. You're disappointed. We are too. Fifth Doctor. It was okay. So which one would I do? I mean, not Case of Androzani. I think it's a bit too. Maybe Resurrection of the Daleks. Again, a bit bleak. Certainly not Warriors of the Deep. Leave us alone. Mordred Undead. It's a bit gimmicky. Maybe either Kinder or the Visitation. Right. I definitely think both of those could be upgraded significantly, right? I think you could add Grainstock to them. Again, I think Earthshock's a little bit great story. The visual stuff in it, like the newer Cybermen, don't have the impact they used to. So I'm going to go for, I don't know. I'm stuck between Kinder and the Visitation. I like both of them, but one of those wise things. So City of Death for Tom Baker. This is a great little season we're working out here. So which one will we do for John Pertwee, though? Nothing over there. Kind of tempted to say Dare the Daleks. Yeah, I think Dare the Daleks would be a good one for John Pertwee. Also, their special edition I found was just excellent, right? Maybe the Damon's 5 episodes, though. 4 episodes, I think it's really your limit. Although I love a bit Colony in Space. Oh, and Mind of Evil. I don't know what to tell you. I love again. I love that season 7. Now, once you get into Patrick Troughton, I think you've got to kind of like give it more of a some kind of sepia hue. I don't know what you would do with it to. I mean, I guess Tomb of the Cybermen, right? Tomb of the Cybermen is pretty cinematic in of itself. And then The Chase. Okay, there you go. Okay, that was a bit of an impromptu feature, ladies and gentlemen. But we do those over here, impromptu features. Most people call that being in content. Okay, I waited 20 more minutes. Now I will get to the chat. I apologize. I was tardy. A new golden age, Media predicts. Great things for the new era Doctor Who. Yes, I want to cover that story first. Christopher Nolan directed 007. Definitely want to cover that. Ahsoka dumbing down on that is just fucking awful. Oh, fuck me. Ahsoka is so fucking stupid and so fucking awful. Oh, I hate it. I hate Ahsoka. I hate it. And I hate that, those resources could have been used to make good Star Wars. Not destroy Star Wars. Even the always spankable Claudia Black doesn't redeem it, right? We got to do toxic fandom. Fuck me, yeah. I became the topic for who was it? Willie Who? Little Willie Who? Little Willie. He it's weird. He cyber stalked me and he then accused me of cyber stalking him. I'm like, dude, that's what you kind of did to me, isn't it? This is a bit strange. Hang on. Let's see if there's been any new developments over there. He started a thread, but yeah, it went on a little bit, but I don't really see any need to go on and on. These people are so weird. Anyway, we will certainly get to toxic fandom. To doink. Fine, let us get to the chat. Darren Emmett here. Greetings and felicitations. My good man. The Odious Stutters here. Hello, 3 things. 1, I still have my 50th anniversary edition of Radio Times, and I remember how good it was to be Whovian at the time. I agree with you. I still somewhere have a very ratty version of the 20th edition of Radio, 20th anniversary of Radio Times. Number 2, Icky Thumb, I'm going to be the bestest Bond ever. You're going to be my Bond girl. Oh, Icky Thumb. Fuck me. That could happen. Terrifying though that may sound. Could happen. Jonathan Cox is here. Jonathan Cox, thank you for joining us. Petey Rich, how you doing, Petey Rich? Thank you. Petey, fresh off the grease paint, he is off doing another production. You did Back to the Future before, didn't you? I thought whatever it was, it sounded really cool. I think you said it was Back to the Future. Have you then trained for Argyle? No, I have not. Okay, really, that's like waving a Argyle trailer. What is this? It's okay. I'm done. We're gonna check this out right now. I have no idea what this is. Literally no idea. Doink. Here it comes. She cried. Doink. So far, I like it.
I certainly hope you dance as well as you dress.
Is that what's her name? Vanessa Kirby.
I certainly hope you dance as well as you dress.
There's only one way to find out.
Okay, Matthew Bourne I like a lot.
You and I.
What's his name? James, not James Bond. Should have been James Bond. Henry Cavill.
We're not so different. Agent Argyle.
Little help? Hold on.
What is this? I want to see this. This looks awesome, McAwesome.
The book is phenomenal, sweetie, but what happens next?
It's called a cliffhanger, Mother.
Ellie, it's called a cop-out.
Oh, you had me, and now you lost me.
Whoa, hey! There's a cat in there.
Oh my God, you're Ellie freaking Conway.
Author of Argyle series, Ellie Conway! I am such a fan.
Oh yeah? What is it you do?
Espionage.
Would you sign my book?
Here we go.
Okay, I'm back on board again. This looks good.
I love this book.
Oh, I can't wait for my wife loves these spy thriller series, right? Book novel series. This looks awesome. Who recommended this? We have to go back through the chat to find out.
Come on.
Who are these people?
Oh my God, it's got Samuel Jackson, and he looks cool again.
Real life spies.
Why would they care about me?
Because you're a goddamn fortune teller, Ellie.
Oh, that was, what's his name, Bryan Cranston?
What you wrote in your new book actually happened, and you kicked a hornet's nest you didn't even know existed.
I'm in some really big trouble, Mom.
Oh, so now you're experimenting with drugs.
I want all assets on them now. I need her to write the next chapter.
God, I hate that cat.
Oh, this looks fantastic.
It's time for you to meet the real Agent Argyle.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
That, I mean, again, great idea. Looks like done flawlessly. Looks like tons of fun. Looks like I can go and see with my wife. I love it. Okay, who's in this? I'll go ahead. Henry Cavill. Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay. Sam Rockwell. Okay, that's always a good sign of the movie. Bryan Cranston. What? Duper Lipper. Catherine O'Hara. John Cena. Adrian Adil. And Sam. Jason Fuchs. I don't know. That looks freaking brilliant. Oh my god. That looks brilliant. I'm very impressed. Who suggested that to me just now? OTS starters, but I never got your third point. OTS starters. Guess me. Making video analyzing 50 anniversaries Radio Times. But WeTransfer only does 2 gigabit, and I tipped over my limit by phone charger lead. I'm sorry to hear that. Jordan Lee, yeah. No, I hadn't seen Argyle. Thank you. That looks awesome. Oh my god, that looks so much fun. Heather Sulu is here. Heather Sulu, thank you for joining us. Soda Engineers here. Go back tonight to make sure Clinton and Blair don't have a second term, or a first, maybe. They're all bad. They're all bad. I mean, honestly, if I had to choose, if somebody says you can have any current politician or Neil Kinnock, I think I'll probably go for Neil fucking Kinnock at this point. That's how bad it is. Holy shit. It won't be a golden shit. It won't be a golden shit. It'll be a tsunami. Could well be. Colin Archer says, man thought he was the most intelligent because he had invented fire, war, internet. Dolphins thought they were superior for exactly the same reason. Yes, I tend to agree. I'm completely done with Star Wars. They got rid of Gina Carano. Yeah, that's a breaking point. I like Mandalorian season 3, but it was in a different universe of season 1 and 2. Rise of the Cybermen was the one. What was the Rise of the Cybermen? Rabbi's Train Adventure was a nightmare. It was it was a 4-hour venture. Yeah, not fun. Is the Olive Branch and the Lemon Dance holiday? It is the Olive Branch. Fuck me. The other thing I'm upset about. Oh god. So I've been like purposely and subtly, right? This is the thing, subtly. De-investing in my local community, like not taking part in things. And so something I always couldn't stand is at the last day of circus, not circus. You have something called Sinfatora, which involves a friend of mine had this drunken kiddish where people go, it's very rowdy. I've never enjoyed it, but I always kind of mucked in. So this was the year I was going to say, fuck it, I'm done. No way am I going. Oh, I'm out. I'm excited about it. Then they gave me this really big honor on Yom Kippur. I'm like, oh, God. I know it was an olive branch because you said the olive branch. I know it was an olive branch, so I gotta go. Oh, just when I really didn't want to go. They still don't, but I am. Okay. They never bring up part that if there's a power outage, meaning you can't really order anything without cash. Well, yes. But you could do what they did in Philly and just break down everything. Black Doctor Who and the Planet of the Chicks with dicks. Yes, traditional Doctor Who says Mr. Jekyll. I still wish they did a Black Doctor Who instead of Colin Baker. Right? I think that would have significantly, good writing as well. But I think that would have really, I think that would have been the time to a Black Doctor. 85 would have been perfect. Mr. Jekyll says, I blame Rusty Davis' sexualization of Doctor Who. It started with the whole Rose romance, despite the fact the Doctor has always been depicted platonic. Yeah, I didn't mind that at the time because I thought it was A, it was good, and B, it did, I say there's a one-time thing. I'm really quite happy with it, and they did kind of move away from that pretty soon thereafter, right? They had Martha mooning over the Doctor, but by the time you got Donna, it was over, right? And then. We had Amy was infatuated with the Doctor for 3 episodes and then married Rory, right? And it was because she was young, and then you had Clara, and it was just over, right? The whole being infatuated with the Doctor, and of course with Bill Potts, right? Bill Potts. Oh no, I like a bit of vagina. Yes, we know, Bill. You mentioned it 47 times this episode, right? But yeah, look, this is why I'm scared about Shooty wearing a kilt, right? Because they're like, well, he wore a kilt, everything was fine. Next thing you know, he's in a bloody dress. Well, what's wrong with you? He wore a kilt. That was the line, cocksucker. You just put it there to move it, right? But yeah, I think you're right. I think that was an unnecessary thing to bring into it. I really do. I think it ultimately was to its detriment, and it's been trying to back away from it ever since. Quite wisely. I mean, and it wasn't like the Grace Eighth Doctor kiss, which people went crazy about, which I thought was fine, but it was like core to the plot. So there you go. JWC Reviews is here. How you doing? Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you, sir. Fine with you. Rancic is here. Police department. I don't know what happens there, but okay. No, it was no, I can't remember the line of duty. Yeah, I gotta say duty. How about fixing the website and getting rid of that stupid view limiter? We're talking about X, right? Yeah, look, it's far from perfect. Okay, it's far from perfect, sadly. But it's the best we got. I mean, there's Rumble, but it doesn't have the same reach as Twitter. I mean, honestly, I'd love Twitter to make a deal with Rumble and have Rumble handle. Because the trouble with Twitter is it's not built as a video platform. You don't have the skip forward, the skip. Facebook, however, they've just updated the app on my iPhone about 2 weeks ago, and their video viewer sucks ass. I can't skip forward or back easily now. It's a pain in the ass, right? Someone's saying TARDIS time. Is TARDIS time? I didn't see them. Okay, I believe you. But you're saying it like a nice word. Where we go? Fine. Mark Lewis is here. Gamble was great in Christmas Carol. One of my favorite Doctor Who Christmas specials. I mean, it's hands down the best. I'm sorry, it just is. Mellowhead does a great baddie. Well, yeah, we were all surprised after him playing Chisholm in Mind Day. Suddenly he got that really sinister look. I remember once he was on Wogan, right? And he didn't look like Chisholm. And then he said, well, first you got to do the stare. And he turned into him, right? Else was quite impressive. Where are we up to? Rabbi, I had a surprise opportunity to hear an actual Bible-believing priest last night said that spoke on teas. Are we talking about transgenderism? Yeah, I guess. He didn't strike me as having an interest in hanging a pride banner out of the Vatican. Well, I think the current Pope might actually. I don't know. Strange things. Look. The trouble with the organized religion is the people organizing it. You want to watch out for them. I want to mention more than 60. Yes, that is true. I hear the race of Ahsoka are not good. Not they get well. They're everything on Disney Plus is failing, right? It's just like a massive failure, and I love it. And they can't turn the ship around. The Marvels is coming, and they're like, no. They want to continue the actors strike until then, so nobody can promote it, right? They can blame that, but no, apparently not. Disney invest $60 billion in the parks and cruise over the next decade. Double the amount spent on them in the last 10 years. I heard they're trying to get rid of it. That's interesting. You tell me that the first chat says, here's the headline. I'm trying to see where you introduced it. I don't know. Fine. Still moving forward. Gareth Morgan. I think I just said it. I say, great picture. She looks like a pimp. Mimi looks like a hoe. Oh, yes. Well, I always say Millie looks just so good. I mean, she really does. Cunning Man effects were better than the new one. I think the 95 effects were better than the new one, quite frankly. No one telling them the gold is actually is the only real value because we make it. It's just useless bling. That is true. That is true. Let's get to chat, says Rabbi. Oh, here's a squirrel. Well, look. That was a great trailer. What do you want, right? What do you want? It was a very, very interesting squirrel. I can explain. For those who don't get the context, there's a Japanese wrestler in Okanda, and his nickname is the Rainmaker. I wish I knew the contents of it. Shooters no Tom Baker. I would love him to be. Billy Boy he's we'll do that in a minute. That is funny. Who won the awards for Blackadder Goes Forth? We won 2 awards for Blackadder. Oh, Blackadder Goes Forth, that's what it was. Yeah, that sounded really cool. I tell you, that's the thing I meant about living in London. I was so come to watch that. I'll be excited to go and see that. Man, them were the days. What can I tell you? I've seen more teasers of David Tennant's 3. I've seen more. Oh, really? When are we getting a Chinese doctor? I don't know. David Yip could have done it, I guess, in the early 80s instead of Peter Davison. Peter Davison, good casting there. I think if the Sixth Doctor was black, it would make more sense than I agree with you, 100%. I agree with you. Argyle looks awesome, says Lonnie. Oh, did I say hello to you, Lonnie? Wait, is Studios Rwandan? Isn't him wearing a kilt cultural appropriation? No, because he was brought up in Scotland, so I think that makes it okay. They make up the rules as they go along, right? Amy treated the Doctor as a whipping boy, and he loved every moment being cucked. He kind of did. Carl treated him as if he was a pet Dodd with a doghouse that was bigger on the inside there. Kinda. Yeah. Isn't me or Rick and Morty season 7 going to be like South Park with no Trey Parker? Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's look at that first, right? Let's look at that first. I'm glad you reminded me. I got that trailer. I don't know how I feel about Rick and Morty season 7. I think it's going to be shit, and it's going to feel like Rick and Morty made by AI. I don't want to denigrate the people making it, right? But I think it's going to miss that magic, and it just like here. Let's watch the trailer because I'm scared. I'm scared it's going to be shit, and I'm certainly scared I'm going to like it. If I like it, I'm going to feel like a bit of a schmuck. Let's watch that trailer.
Look, Morty, I'm a leg, Morty.
That does seem a bit like generic Rick and Morty, and it didn't sound like it.
Any progress? I found the version of me that killed my wife. You just missed it.
Can I ask if you're currently a hologram?
Yeah, hold on. 1 sec. Do we know any?
I mean, I like the music. I don't know. I mean, should I watch it and then to review it? It feels fake to me. I don't know why. Is that my own prejudice? I don't know that either.
Anyone sober? Have you been drinking?
On a Thursday?
Like, okay, the bit I like about this is when you hear Lemmy. Normal amulet, cursed amulet.
How long does a society take to collapse?
Let's find out.
Yeah, those new voices aren't good.
I'm telling you, man, you're making a big mistake here.
Who's ready for Rick's famous spaghetti?
I like it, baby.
I said I was sorry.
No, you didn't.
I said it quietly. Shut up.
Dad, you had a job interview, right?
Yeah, it does seem kind of shit.
Founder! Whose car is this? Whose sun visor is this? What's a sun?
I was wondering if you could help me out with a bit of a rake situation.
A rake situation?
I mean, it's the same. Here's the thing. This is why I don't want to really dunk on it. It's the same writing team, but like, it's just look, it's missing. It's a vital component. It really is. You feel like Earthstats, Rick and Morty. And again, is that my prejudice? I don't know. It's hard.
Well, that last one was just for shock value.
The only thing you see, you know it's gonna be the ace of spades. The ace of spades. What do you say, Rick? To fly through space, come upon something, maybe I have a moral objection?
It does feel like AI Rick and Morty.
Morty, we're back, baby!
No, you're not.
Rick and Morty, new season premieres Sunday, October 15th at 11 p.m. only on Adult Swim.
Yeah. Please don't. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't look good to me. Right? does not look good to me at all. At all. Well, this also did not look good to me. Well, actually, firstly, this did look good to me. Merely, yes. So anyway, I put this video out. This was from a clip from a video, like an 8-minute clip from about 3 weeks ago, right? Jodie Whittaker fans continue to wrestle with the reality. It was a total failure. It was, right? So the story was this girl went to a convention and she's talked about Jodie Whittaker and everything. Oh, yeah, she's the bestest ever. I felt so attacked. And yet, for fuck's sake, learn to coexist, right? So, people send me shit all the time, right? And so this was on William Who, his Twitter feed, right? Honestly, I don't really notice him, right? But, like, apparently, he thinks I am the center of his being. You don't just agree with my tweets, but this man is literally stalking my account and say, dude, I can hardly see you. I hardly know you exist. For God's sake, making videos of me all the time. No, I'm not. What the hell? Like, again, this looks like you wanted a little bit of attention and you're using me to get it, right? And then harassment getting sent to me as a result. I'm calling bullshit. If you got any harassment coming to you, you would show it off like a flag, like the little bitch you are. Go, I'm a victim. Okay, it's weird, especially when it's over just not being rude to fans. No, it was no, it was. They weren't being rude to this fan. They just said, oh, Jodie Whittaker was shit because she was, right? Absolutely shit. This is not a worthy video. This is not video worthy. Yeah, it was. It was, but I had a laugh. That's how I designate him as video worthy. But look at these simpering twats, right? The same person who sexualizes everyone. Well, only hot people. Like not you, for example. Wanting to do a thing with Victoria. You mean fuck her? Yes, I would like to have long, dirty sex with Victoria, right? In a schoolgirl uniform. Her character isn't even 18 plus. She was 22, you little fuckwad, right? And yes, I would like her to dress up as a schoolgirl, right? And then spank her with some kind of implement, right? Then the avocado puree will come out. And things would just get degenerate in a way that you couldn't possibly imagine. Yes, I would like to do that, right? Because I'm a heterosexual male that enjoys having sex. I do. It's really fun. You should try it. It ain't surprising that this dude hasn't changed or would stop. How am I stalking you, you dumb fuck? Man, you are so desperate for attention. So anyone who disagrees with... I'm not... Again, why am I... Okay, I put this video out and this guy immediately commented on it and made a thing about it. He's an attention-seeking dog, so that's not a surprise. Oh, well, he constantly edits Doctor Who cast members. What's basically pornographic images. Well, here's basically my limit. As long as it passes the YouTube filter to be PG-13, that's important to me. And gives me an erection, right? And it's a very... very fine line, right? It's a very, very fine line between that. But we have had some good ones recently. I do admit. I hope you're okay, William. I hope you're okay. Oh, heaven to Betsy. I'm so scared. I know. Oh, these people are such losers. It's shocking that he's such a loser. I mean, like, it's beyond me, right? Whatever. Let's keep going. What social media is on? You know it. Yeah, I'm good. It's just he puts me in a bit of a mood because himself and his followers aren't exactly nice. Excuse me, arsehole. Let me be clear. You're the generation that introduced toxicity into this fandom. We used to be able to live with each other until you intolerant pieces of shit turned up, right? and just he stalked us for not liking Jodie, and we didn't like Jodie because it was shit, and you called us Nazis because of it. You absolute hypocritical cunts, right? Yeah, are you okay? I hope you're okay. Yeah, he just put me in a bit of a mood because he himself and his father. But I just need to try to ignore. Nothing happened, you drama queen cunt. You've got no harassment whatsoever. Show your fucking receipts, right? I don't believe you for a second, little Willy who. You just got your little feelings hurt because you said something stupid and I made you feel like a schmuck. And the reason I made you feel like a schmuck is, this is going to be a newsflash to you. You were a schmuck. What social media networks on? Dude, you sit around waiting for my video, stroking yourself off. Oh, Tom commented on my video, and he is hilarious. Right? He said the police are going to come for me. Here, YouTube and Instagram, I think. Not Instagram. Sorry. What usernames? Fine. Okay. Fine. So then, alas, this is what Tzvi is like. He goes on ranting, dry raves, and obsesses over people he doesn't agree with. Again, this thread was started by you, not me. I was commented on the genuinely funny story that a snowflake little fan said, "Oh, Jodie's the best of ever," and I went, "Fuck off! It's the worst." Right? And that's what we used to be able to live with. But no, you people can't, just can't deal. I think you mean Best, darling. Best just try to ignore him and leave him in his ragey bubble. Oh yeah, I'm so ragey with my my good life. My life that's far more better and fulfilled than both of yours put together. I mean, again, happily married for how many years? 96. 2006, 2016, coming up to 30 years, right? Making a wedding for my son, although, honestly, that is a bit of an ongoing nightmare. But my kids are all doing great. I have a, nice house, good lifestyle. I'm what you want to have in life, right? I have the life that you want, right? You probably want to have me as well, baby. I'm genuinely, am I ragey? I like taking the piss out of things that annoy me, right? I mean, yeah, that's certainly true. I want to call that ragey. This guy is Herbert nasty. It makes me think why would he want to be in this fandom? I don't want to be in your fandom. Because I think you kids are fascist cunts, right? I genuinely do, right? I mean, once you start saying, I don't think people without penises can be men, right? And you call me a fascist. I don't want to be in your group, right? Because you're a fucking weirdo moron, right? So yeah, but you're not fandom. You got to understand this. You're an invisible dot on invisible dot. Nobody gives a fuck, mate, what you and your 12 little school kids think. Honestly, yes, we know social media, the official Doctor Who channels do say, "Oh, you're the bestest ever." Yes, you are. Oh, you're so bestest and so ever. Yeah, they say that because otherwise you'll start to lay on the ground and cry like the bitches you are. Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? I've been nothing. Why would it be when all he did is it's so painful to say that little boy shouldn't cut their dicks off before they've ever fucking used it, right? Hope you're okay. I hope you're okay because it's just so depressing. It's so scary. It's scary. Hope you're okay. Keep up your great content. One of the best Doctor Who accounts on here. Oh, I know. Oh, he's so stunning. He's so brave. Wow, how long that is to do that to you. What did I do, Morgan? What did I do then, other than say I don't want to be in your rainbow cult, right? What did I do? Then share the views of 90% of the fucking world that you bury your head in the sand and don't want to hear, right? Most people do not think that sex is mutable. Bottom line, I'm sorry that you do and made a religion of it, right? But most of us don't, right? I understand. You're confused kids who lived up with unlimited free porn. Not good, right? I would not recommend that for the world, right? But like, for fuck's sake. Are we the way to block YouTube's account from showing up like you cannot hear? Oh, so unsafe. It's so unsafe. Is he really a rabbi or just a nickname? I'm really a rabbi, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. These keep should be banned from all platforms. Says the fascist, the bow tie and the glasses. I mean, dude, you are literally a fascist. I want to be clear, right? You are literally a fascist. I mean, that's just the definition of the word. I'm sorry, mate. Not him. I know, because he didn't do anything. Oh, William who? So this is the funniest one. This guy, Tom, who must be 12. The put his X account and YouTube account and the anti-Chibnall, anti-Wilson law are unhinged. They're unhinged. How can you not like the only ridiculous she was the first female doctor and she broke the glass ceiling? If I wasn't impotent, I would be stroking myself off to her. But William stroking myself off to the rabbi. And that makes me more confused. I'm confused. It's pointless. YouTube never do anything about it. Well, what do I do? And they do things about it. And there's nothing I can do. I'm the victim. Oh, little Willie, who's the victim? Oh, Willie. Poor little Willie, who is the victim? No. I've just watched it and that seems all right. But Tzvi, it's been 5 to 6 years of the same nonsense. No, I'm reacting to you. So it's been 5 to 6 years of the same nonsense. It's been 5 to 6 years of you being a schmuck and me pointing it out and having us all laugh at you. Right? That's why you don't like it. Because I'm having people laugh at you and I'm not lampooning you to have people laugh at you. I'm just saying what you're saying. Have they got better things to do? Oh, people who are normally wrong and losers say that. I know they do this stuff for clicks. Nah, I do it for love, baby. I do it for love and passion. But come on, people like me need to grow up. Getting upset with other opinions are like they're just pathetic. I mean, you understand? That's literally what you're doing. I understand he doesn't like my dude. Actually, I don't really mind you. Okay? Willie who seems like one of the most rational and balanced of the people from people from his generation, right? I genuinely don't. You just happen to say a lot of stupid things that I take the piss out of. Doesn't mean I don't like you. What's that guy? I mean, like, really? Dude. If I'm taking the piss out of you, doesn't mean I don't like you. It just meant you said something that was stupid that I find praisable and I fancy a lot, right? And again, I'm a big believer that speech isn't sacred. But there's no need to be making videos of my tweets all the time. I don't, right? I literally don't do that, right? If I did that on my channel, I'll be rightly so called out. But I shouldn't be expected to not to tweet because of him. But you are tweeting because of me, right? Keep tweeting and ignore, block if you haven't already. You deserve any. You don't deserve any of the shit you're getting for just having opinions. That's literally what I'm actually getting shit from just having opinions, right? My opinion is you're a twat, and I think it's okay to laugh at you, right? That's my opinion, right? They don't stand for slander against themselves, which is deserved. Again, just enumerate what I'm doing. So why should you look? You want to take the piss out of me? Take the piss. It's okay. Yes, you can. But yeah, calling me a paedophile isn't taking the piss, right? That's crazy, right? Indeed, that it is. I hope you're okay. People like this are nothing but nasty, toxic trolls that have no life. No, I've got a great life. It's very full. And like the high minds, dude. No. I was much more socially active, but you know, I'm not the one behind an avatar. Graham, BBC docs Ed Zemmer and Jodie, whatever, right? You're the one with an avatar. I'm the one showing my face with my name and fucking address in the vid show notes. I'm not hiding anything. I especially my disdain for you. Don't let idiots like that get to you. I hate it when people like that make content ranting about others. I love seeing your posts. Me too. Me too. It's free content, darling. Free content. I mean, Philip Berger said, Billy Who's a moaning bitch. Yes. Yes. I can't disagree. Matt Lewis says, men being so mentally emotionally weak that someone disagreeing you is enough to send you an emotional mental tailspin. I truly, but again, they're saying that's of me. And there's literally no irony, is it? Actually, the problem is that a lot of younger people today have such a good life that the worst thing they can imagine in regards to personal experience is someone disagreeing with them. 100%. We gave them too good a life, right? And also we screwed them up by allowing this participation trophy nonsense, right? They don't have the backbone to just focus on life, to be able to get through life, right? Just insane. Fine. Anybody else talking about this? Rodeo goat menu. I don't know what's going on in chat there. That sounds freaky. Remember Peter David got chase us social media for having a different view to Jodie fans. Yeah, no, guys, you got to understand. You are the toxic ones. And one of the main reasons I do these salacious little thumbnails is because you guys get so scared of them. Right? Oh, I know. This is why even Channel 4 doesn't hire these kind of young people. Yeah, no, these people are a freaking nightmare to all business. I do tend to agree with you, right? I do tend to agree with you. The cut cover bits of Doctor Who news we need to cut cover here. Firstly, we may have air dates, right? We may have air dates for the specials, right? Let me pull these up because we got the publication date for the novelizations. Fine, so wrong way. The Star Beast is coming out on November 13th. Oh, well, let's look at the calendar. Hang on. What day is that? September, October, November. That's a Monday, right? So do you think Saturday night, November 11th? Right? Will it be anything released on the 23rd? No. So 20th is the Blue Yonder. Again, it's a Monday. And then do you reckon 23rd is the is Thursday? So maybe or maybe it might be pushed to the 25th. I don't know. I imagine the BBC will want it on the 23rd. It's being released on digital then. That's interesting. But I think the biggest news is this. Hang on. I just pressed the wrong button. I think the biggest news is... now I've got to pull it up. She cries. Give me while I whip this out. Go to the BBC feed. BBC Doctor Who. No. Here we go. Yeah, I think this is reasonably good news. I mean, I really don't know anything. Maybe we should find out more about this chap. From behind the sofa to the behind the scenes, get ready for a brand new all-access show when Doctor Who Unleashed, hosted by Stephen Powell, lands on BBC Three and iPlayer. Let's see what Stephen Powell's like. Yeah. Oh, we got a website. Coming to BBC Three, Doctor Who Unleashed. Time to step behind the scenes. I loved Doctor Who Confidential, right? I absolutely love. In fact, I got my own copies of them because they only had cut down versions, and I loved it. It was an hour. There was so much interaction in the 2005 era. You can come out from behind the sofa to step behind the scenes. It's a brand new all-access, all-area show. Doctor Who Unleashed will give viewers unmissable insight into it. Look, this guy immediately looks more relatable and interesting than... Oh, God, what was her name? She was awful. Hang on. Who was in the second time? Doctor Who time team. The second one that lasted about three issues before one of them turned out to be a what's the word I'm looking for? A weird sex pest. So a larger time team in 2018. What's the name of the person? I can't remember the name of the Doctor Who show. Oh, there was a third team? What? Hang on. Crystal D. Yeah, he looks more interesting than Crystal D. Oh, gosh, it makes me crazy. I mean, it doesn't make me crazy, but just like I always found her extremely annoying, right? I think this way, extremely annoying. Fine. So it's as. So 30-minute factual. Again, I like the last one being an hour long, but 30 minutes was fine. Hosted by Brian Bradshaw, the BBC Studios for BBC Three and iPlayer. Host Stephen Powell, BBC gaming correspondent and former Radio 1 Newsbeat presenter, has been given the keys to TARDIS. After the very first episode of Doctor Who, viewers can switch over to BBC. Okay, that's great. As Stefan takes the viewers on the... Yeah, I love this, right? This is a great content. With exclusive interviews with stars from in front and behind the camera, as well as those behind it. Dr. Annalise is the ultimate companion to Doctor Who. I mean, that logo is a little bit shit. But okay. Rusty Davis said, okay, over the years, I meet so many people who are inspired to find careers in TV because of the behind-the-scenes material BBC would show. And now it's back to the grand old tradition of Doctor Who Confidential, but in a brand new form, unleashed. So a whole new generation, so faithful fans of old can see what the stars and the crew get up to behind the camera. Stephen Power, host of Doctor Who Unleashed, said, when you're told Rusty Davis asking you to present a show, you say, what time? Yeah, I guess. Yes, I wouldn't turn this down. What's really fun and fascinating? There's a really fun and fascinating group behind bringing Doctor Who's life. I can't wait for the audience to meet them. See, that was, I think, one of the reasons why the 2005 era was a golden age, was a freaking success. Because we became invested in the production crew, right? Because we would see them every week, right? And they were on the Phil Collins and Rusty Davis each week were on the podcast, right? The commentaries, which are fantastic. I think one of the biggest problems, other than Rusty Davis need to insert sex into everything, is there's too many layers of bureaucracy, really gumming up the creativity of this new era. What's really fun, fascinating to do, bring Doctor Who live. I can't wait for the audience to meet them. I'm so chuffed to have been trusted to help tell, in all its glory, the story of what goes into making the magic happen. So Joe Pearce, Bright Branch, creative director, and Doctor Who Unleashed. I mean, like, there's too many people, right? There's too many people. The series gives audience areas access to areas led brilliantly by Stephen Powell. What's that? Brilliantly by Stephen Powell. Viewers are invited to see what really goes into making Doctor Who. They're all saying the same thing. It's been a privilege, blah, 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 blah. Fiona Campbell, youth audience, BBC, blah, blah, blah. Doctor Who is a show that needs some introduction. Yeah, we want to suck some viewers out of it, essentially. Let's have a look, see if we can see anything about him. Is he... Welsh president hosts Doctor Who Confidential behind-the-scenes show. So, okay, he just looks like a normal bloke right now. Is it? Well, where? Let's have a look at his Twitter. Let's see if it's a real pain in the ass. Okay, looks okay. So far, okay, lots of very good signs, right? Firstly, it looks like a wedding photo at the top. Good. That's normal. Gaming and culture correspondent, BBC News presenter, BBC Sounds, BBC Wales. That strikes against you. X Music, politics, gaming, sport. Okay, doesn't have his pronouns. Excellent. Time for some of those personal news messages. After 13 brilliant years working in the news and nearly 2 years of government, I've decided time to step away from my staff job next to go freelance and presenting. So basically, he's doing Doctor Who, is what he's saying. Okay. I got nothing against him so far. That he doesn't have his pronouns in bio is good. It's miserable here today, so to lighten the mood, here's one of Germany's best-known newsreaders in absolute and repeated hysterics this morning as she tries unsuccessfully to get through the headlines. This sounds interesting. Okay. Fine. So going back to 3 days, this person looks like a human being. I hope so. He's not doing well. Okay, I haven't seen him say Trump once, right? I haven't seen him say Trump or trans. All these things are good, right? He seems like I have no idea what the political leanings are, and I like that about him, right? I do like that about him. Okay, fine. NFTs are officially dead. Apparently, I can't believe they're still going. Although I like the whole digital art thing. I just wish they weren't monetized. I think that would have been much better. Fine. Yeah, okay. That sounds good. Let's have a quick look see if there's any other new Doctor Who headlines. We'll go over here. Doink. All the same stuff. She could become anything. Doctor Who companion actor explains that how to retcon River Song's. Leave me alone. Michael Gambon. Life will never be the same. Doctor Who's River Song actor on Shooting Out was New Era. I don't know. Let's talk about that. 10 reasons we're entering a Doctor Who golden age or golden shower. So yeah, okay, look, let's see what they have to say. This is from What Culture. Look, I mean, there's plenty of positive signs. Disney, that's a negative sign. Gap years, that's a, I don't know. Fine, let's just go. Number 10, the return of the Christmas specials. I think this is very good. Yeah, honestly, I think, say what you will. I think the return of the Christmas specials as a concept is a great idea. This was Chibnall's first blunder. First huge, I mean, probably before hiring Jodie to give up the Christmas special. We can't think any more stories about Christmas, so we're going to do about New Year's Day that nobody gives a shit about, please. From 2005 to 2017, every series of Doctor Who was accompanied by Christmas specials, and they were wonderful. Again, they weren't the best Doctor Who, but they were very Doctor Who. And I really wish Big Finish would do a Christmas special with a classic Doctor each year. Right? Make it a tradition. You know, there was an idea for a. I don't know if this is this really happened or not, but or was this a what if article, right? That if for Peter there to be a Peter Davison Christmas special, they and I think this was a what if they had somebody write that the Doctor ended up in the land of pantomime, right, in the subconscious of England. Which means that the Peter Davison will be able to be recast that story by Jan Francis playing the Fifth Doctor, right, and have him so he could go and film Sink and Swim Christmas special as well. You know, but yeah, I would love what Big Finish do, like, you know, a Tom Baker Christmas special. Wouldn't it? I mean, it just sounds fun, right? It does sound fun. What are we up to? Where are we up to? From 2010, they were great. They went out on Christmas Day. From showrunner Chris Chibnall, he has confirmed that the decision to move away from Christmas slot was part of the BBC's strategy to keep the show feeling fresh. I mean, yeah, everything you did failed, right? I'm sorry. Rather than any anti-Christmas agenda, it's the same thing. It was an anti-Christmas agenda to keep the show feeling fresh, okay? But now the special about with Shooting Out on Millie Gibson's first episode to air in December 2020. Again, I'm optimistic, right? I'm optimistic, and I might be crazy. That trailer was excellent. I'm open to Shooty being good, right? Not being super camp, right? I'm open to him doing a great performance, even though I never seen him do a great performance of anything. But I am very open to that. In today's TV landscape, the idea that Christmas Day is a better slot than New Year's Day is largely subjective. No, it's not. You get a better rate. It's not. Well, it's not subjective. It's objective. Yeah. What a moronic thing to say. After all, lots of big dramas premiere on New Year's Day. No, what really happened? Yeah, because it's part of the Christmas season. But they're normally Christmassy, even if they're on New Year's Day. After all, like Sherlock Happy Valley, but Christmas Day feels like the stay inside and watch telly. And also, Doctor Who really kind of fits Christmas. The silliness of it, right? You wouldn't have thought so, but it really does. What do they kind of there, especially for the family shows, which allow the Doctor to capture a lot more character. No, it's fun. It's like Only Fools and Horses. It's something we can all do together and enjoy. It's an enjoyable experience. Then Chevron came along. There's also something right about Doctor Who on Christmas. The specials were a big part of RTD1. So successful, they will do the same for RTD2. I hope so. Stellar guest stars. Well, I think we're getting stellar guest stars all the way through season 14 as well. But yeah, look, Neil Patrick Harris is a stellar guest star. I mean, that's pretty fair. And I think his casting here as a toy maker, good. I don't know why he's playing him with a German accent. I'm excited by this, right? I mean, yeah, he is a stellar guest cast. My wife knows who he is, right? That means he's famous. Doctor has a long history of snapping up guest casts right before they become famous. Andrew Garfield, Felicity Jones, Olivia Colman. Olivia Colman was already famous, just not super famous. But equally, it's important cast people who are already known to the general audience. They nearly had Dennis Hopper was in Voyage of the Damned, because he liked Doctor Who. Yeah, and the only role he could really think for him would have been the captain. But I think he died before he that could happen. I think. So this has never been a problem for Doctor Who, as plenty of well-known actors are keen to appear in the show. Always has been. I mean, like John Nathan Turner was great at that. I mentioned before, like revamping Survival as a movie-length episode, making it widescreen, giving it new effects, new title sequence, and new music, right, and making it accessible for a modern audience. Got Helen Pace in it, and they were great in it. Nicholas Parsons and Kirsten Fenrick, freaking great. Even Ken Dodd. Ken Dodd was the best thing in Tales from the Bannerman, right? Narrowly followed by Michael Elfrich, right? So the recent cast was Alan Cumming was totally wasted. Stephen Fry totally wasted. Go further back, Keely Hawes, John Hurt. John Hurt was great casting. Michael Gambon, talking about Timothy Dalton. Yeah, Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue was huge, even though she was very tiny. Rossi Davis too is going to be no exception. From Drag Race winner Jinx Monsoon, that's a drawback for me. Frozen actor Jonathan Groff, don't know who he is. How I Met Your Mother's Neil Patrick, he's done a lot more than How I Met Your Mother. I think Neil Patrick Harris is as close to a bona fide TV star, right? Like you watch the show because of him. Even Bonnie Langford returning as well is a massive star in the Doctor Who sphere. Well, also in British entertainment. No doubt there are many more guest stars to be announced. Ryan Gosling recently rumored. Just imagine. It's not a huge leap in the imagination, but the ones we do know about are all major coups for the show, with all different kinds of representation of the cast. You need to tone down the representation. Not that I want erasure of minorities, but I don't want tokenism, which feels like a lot's going on here. Doctor Who is going to appeal to a wide audience there. Well, you said that before, right? With your idiot move to keep Doctor Who fresh by making it on New Year's Day. The stars really are aligning. That's true. A balance of old and new. Well, wait to see. But I don't know. Is this happening in real reality, right? A mix of old and new elements important. Is important to any new series of Doctor Who, and RTD2 seems to have the right balance just right. Well, you really can't tell just yet. Right, RTD1 from season 2 had the balance right. That was really you had essentially 30% classic, 70% new, right? And the classic was substantial as well, right? It was Sarah Jane, right? It was Cybermen. It was like substantial. I love that Sarah Jane wasn't a cameo, but like a real this part of the series. No one is better encapsulating the first story from the new era of the Starbeast, originally a 1918 Doctor Who magazine comic strip. Well, again, we haven't seen it yet, and people are worried it's going to be a bait and switch, which we see a lot in TV. The Doctor himself is a brand new incarnation played by a previous actor, and the story's monsters beat them, even the Wraith Warriors. I'm sure there's more monsters that will please long-standing Doctor Who fans while working just as well for new viewers, just like the autumns of first ever 2005. I tend to agree. Una and Kate Stewart also returning for the 60th, as is a special toy maker and their new guys. Looking ahead to season 14, the limited information we have so far suggests a lot of new monsters and characters and familiar faces like Mel sprinkled in. Okay, yeah, no, I understand. Look, this is how Rusty Davis makes a TV show. Doctor Who newcomers behind the camera, such as BAFTA-nominated Julia Ann Robertson. Fine. It's a tried and tested formula. I agree. Strip back TARDIS team. Well, it's not really. I mean, he had a Doctor and one companion, basically, for all Rusty Davis one. Right? Moffat, it was basically the Doctor and one companion. It was the Doctor and Amy. I mean, like, Rory was a supporting character. He wasn't really a companion. He was a companion the same way Mickey was a companion, which means he wasn't. Right? How big is a perfect TARDIS team? The original companion lineup was 4 strong people, but that's proved to be the exception rather than the rule. It was all down to the writing, really. With most subsequent seating just 1 or 2 companions. Yeah, look, the Dr. Sarah Jane. That's your optimum, right? That is your optimum Doctor Who. The 13th Doctor fan was the first 4-strong starting in 35 years, and it didn't work as well due to the shorter story length. No, due to the poor writing. Rusty Davis can sketch out a character in a few lines. Man, Millie Gibson looks hot there. Oh, here's the thing. She just looks so fuckable. I mean, oh my God. Yes, I know. It's shocking that I would like to have sex with a young, very, very hot woman. Yes, yes. And also, again, lots of weird sex as well. Basically, whatever she's into. Listen. Would you fuck Millie Gibson if she wanted to finger your ass? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would put up with that, right? Yes. Though it didn't work as well here due to short story bollocks. It didn't work because it was badly written compared to the classic series. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching. Again, I was watching Snake Dance. A solid story, right? Solid. Was it 2 companion story? Really great cast in that. And I have to tell you, the lighting. That's something you really don't notice much, but the lighting in Snake Dance is. It makes you feel like you're watching it. They created a desert planet inside studio, right? The lighting's the thing that really sells it to me. As much as it will be refreshing to return to one companion from season 14, almost a decade out from the last Doctor companion duo, 12th Doctor and Clara. What? No, 12th Doctor and Bill Potts. Moron. At the heart of the companion. Okay, fine. This way. At the heart of the companions are the audience way into the show. The TARDIS teams all shapes and sizes that can work, but in practice, the duo has been the winning formula, offering. Again, that yes, you start off with a duo, then bolt on new people like Rose, Doctor and Rose, then bolt on Captain Jack and Mickey. You know, you can bolt on people, but yeah, you need that core too. I agree with them. Fine. The Return of the Kings. Well, again, it's Moffat coming back. He was very evasive when asked. Rusty Davis has returned as Doctor Who showrunner and highly unprecedented. Yeah, look, Doctor Who was on its knees. Here's the thing. What really happened? The official story is Rusty Davis, David Tennant, Rusty Davis, and Catherine Tate came up with the idea of doing specials together after doing the watch-alongs, and it went to the BBC, and the BBC said, "Oh, do you want to produce the whole thing? Because we would really like you to do that." You know, magic was made. I think there was something. I think also Rusty Davis knew that well, BBC knew that Doctor Who was on its arse, right? It was absolutely on its arse. It was over. They couldn't find somebody to run it. And I think that may have been a factor as well. Most obviously, we have David and Catherine Tate coming back, and it's a very good idea, right? I think a lot of it was happenstance. Things just happened to falling out in the right way. Most obviously, we have David and Catherine Tate back as the Doctor and Donna on the best regarded TARDIS themes of all time. That is true. It's a canny move that'll bring 10 back viewers. I mean, it'd be great. It's great for England, right? And I think that's a good team to introduce people on. There is going to be no connection to Jodie. That's why they're keeping the exterior of the TARDIS. So they're like, oh yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, we're not dissing Jodie. Yeah, they are. Behind the camera, you've got Phil Collison, Julie Garner, Jane Tranter, all performing roles. Rachel Talali, Mark Tonderoy, Mark Tonderoy, he just did Whittaker episode, I think. Respectively, but look, I'm sure they're all good. And Murray goes back, and again, I think Moffat is back in some way, right? There are people with proven track records writing fantastic Doctor Who, which is what it really needs right now. Bigger and better marketing. Now, does this make it better? I don't know. I mean, it's an international version of the 2005 marketing, which was brilliant, right? But I think the 2005 marketing was better. This feels a little bit more false, right? There's some more layers of bureaucracy going through it. Doctor was a funny show to market. No, just make it well, and it really sells itself. You have two groups of people to account for: the people who have always watched the show, and the people and always will, and the people with a passing interest and none at all. Yeah, no, aim for the normies. Striking a balance between the two, it can be tricky. No, just do it well. But generally speaking, more promotion is never a bad thing. And everyone knows who David Tennant is. I'm sorry, he's huge. The more secretive approach of the Chibnall regime sought to preserve mystery and was criticised by many for being lackluster. Yeah, there's no mystery when inside your mystery box is a lump of shit. Yeah, no one's interested in your mystery at that point, darling. Striking a balance between the two can be whether it's direct response to those criticisms or simply the preferred way of doing things. No, this Russell C. Davies is better than Chris Chibnall. It has some truly marketing, exceptional marketing so far. The 2 hearts plus emoji. Yeah, but there's been too much teasery, right? It's gone on for too long, and there's been too drip. We need more substance, which we started to get. So, you know, I can't really complain. What I'm going to. The Whoniverse begins. Well, maybe. We're supposed to be getting spin-offs. I hope we're not getting a unit spin-off. It seems so dull to me, right? It just, especially with Vanessa Redgrave, and she's saying she hasn't heard anything about it, right? It just seems a very dull spin-off. And I think the spin-offs are going to be somewhat organic, like Torchwood was, right? So, yeah, you don't know anything yet. Nothing's been confirmed. Bigger audience, not sure this is a good thing. Again, Disney has an agenda, which is why Disney's on its knees. It's got an agenda, and that agenda is, go with weird sexual confusion for minors, right? They're very into, little boys having their dicks cut off, right? They're very into that. And they were very anti bringing awareness to child sex trafficking. Did that. It's almost as if they didn't want to curtail child sex trafficking in any way. So I don't know. Look, bigger audience may not be a good thing. I was psyched at first, but I know it's not much better, but I wish it was on Netflix, frankly. All right. I mean, Apple's the only one that's really comparable to that, and it's not populous enough. No more gap years. Well, until it gets cancelled. Yeah, look, I mean, the gap years were really a Chibnall thing, right? Actually, let's have a look. Let's go to the when do they start these gap years? Oh, hang on. Let's go over here. So 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. So what? There was a gap year. Hang on. 1 second. So So the gap year 2009 had 3 specials in it, right? 4 if you count the end of time. I mean, end of time we ended on New Year's Day. So I wouldn't really call that a gap year 2009. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, this was a bit of a swizz when they turned season 7 and broke that over 2 years, right? And then we had that crappy Dr. Widow and the Wardrobe. Snowman, which was not that much better. Bells of St. John, not that much better. I mean, it got better. I mean, it had Dare the Doctor and stuff in 2013. It just feels like 2012 got kind of shafted. And I like the idea of doing. I mean, if they made these like an hour long, these episodes, which all of them really could have been, it would have been like a year of specials. Which would have been better. So that's 2013. Then it went straight to 2014. 2014 was not a strong year. 2015. 2016 was a gap year, though. Wow. 2016 was totally a gap year. Wonder why. Although, again, I think it kind of rebooted itself. And then 2018, and then 20. So the first one was 2016, and then it was 2019, and then 2022, wasn't it? No, we had Flux. 2022 was but you had specials, but nobody liked them. I mean, it's like it's been a whole year between Star Beast and so I don't know. But no, look, no more gap years is a good thing, right? There's gonna be annual Doctor Who, no more gap years. I think, and I think that it really needs to reestablish the presence. Shooting Gap was perfect casting. We hope. Who the hell knows? Right? Who the hell knows? Right? You keep telling us he's gonna be perfect casting. It's time to put up or shut up. Right? It's time to put up or shut up, and I do hope you put up, baby. I do hope you put up. Fine. Let's move on to this other news, which I've actually found really exciting. Right? Let's see if there's any new news going on. Hang on. Assassin's Creed Don't Care. Knott's Berry Farm features satanic show with performers in bondage as part of Not Scary Farm Halloween Festival. Well, I'm fucking scared. Yeah. I don't want to be gang raped by a bunch of satanic weirdos. Live action Bambi writers of the film is being made so kids can relate to it a little bit more. Hints that it will be soften Bambi's mother's death. Willem Dafoe not back for Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. Subplot with Volker allegedly cut. Man, Willem Dafoe must be ecstatic. You're like, fucking yes, I got paid and no one's going to see it. Oh, fuck me, yes. Tim Seeley says comic books are being pillaged for IT and collectible graded crap with no investment in building a new relationship to blame the industry's decline. Yeah, amongst the industry's decline. Zeb Wells apparently has been very bad on Spider-Man. John F. Trent hates James Gunn. Sorry to hear that. Sound of Freedom's coming out. Here's the one I wanted to see. Rumor. Christopher Nolan in discussions to direct a pair of James Bond movies. Now, this would be a really strong way to start the series, right? Great actor, great director, and it's got to be I want it to be a James Bondable actor, right? Which means, hate to tell you, white bloke. You know, James Bond comes from an aristocratic family, which were all white. I'm sorry. Once you make him black, he's a fundamentally different character. Not saying that you can't have a woman or a black guy be a kick-ass spy. We see that many times over. In fact, that Al Ghul movie looked freaking awesome, right? I'm just saying the character of James Bond is a white bloke. I'm sorry. It's a white English bloke. And you know what? I even the Daniel Craig one with was it not Spyfall, which I thought was excellent, where it hinted he was bi, right? Or he's had gay sex before, right? With there's a lot of sexual tension between him and Javier Bardem, right? I thought was actually quite interesting, right? It actually lent into the weird public school, posh world that Bond comes from, right? Don't make him gay, but he has to be misogynistically straight. But like that little hint in Spyfall, I actually felt was quite good, right? Look, basically, I'm a progressive guy, which is weird, but having a directorial vision and doing two of them sounds like a really good idea, right? I mean, having said that, Christopher Nolan hasn't done a good movie really for a long time, but he can have. I mean, he can handle the action. Inception, Dark Knight, Oppenheimer. They just don't do a 3-hour Bond movie about congressional hearings. The new rumor claims that Oppenheimer, Dark Knight, and Inception director Christopher Nolan in discussions to direct at least 2 new James Bond films. The rumor comes from Jordan Ruimi at the World of Real, who reports the source informed him that James Bond producer Barbara Broccoli is zeroing in on Nolan. I mean, it's a great choice. He really, I mean, as long as he doesn't do anything long and ponderous and leans in. I mean, look at those great James Bondian sequences from Inception, right? Especially the snow sequence, which I thought was fantastic. Not only is she zeroing in him, but she's brought in discussions from the filmmaker to helm the film. However, due to the strike, Nolan's promotion of Oppenheimer, they did not strike a deal yet. As part of the discussion, Nolan is expected to direct and write 2 films. Nolan's no stranger to discussion about James Bond while promoting Oppenheimer on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast with Josh Horowitz. Broke the subject of Bond, informing him, the director, that $20 says you're going to direct the next James Bond film. Nolan responded, I love those movies. The influence on those movies in my filmography is embarrassingly apparent, but man, they're done so much better, right? They're done so incredibly stylistic. Man, I want to watch Inception again now. That is a great movie. I keep meaning to rewatch Tenet. I'm sure there's an interesting movie in there. I can just work out what the hell's going on. Like, I imagine it's kind of like Westworld, which if you crack into it, it's incredibly rewarding. I love those movies. The influence of those movies, embarrassing apparent. So there's no attempt to shy away from that. I love the films. It would be an amazing privilege to do one. Okay, you continue saying, at the same time, when you take on a character like that, you're working with a particular set of constraints, and you have to have the right attitude towards that. Good, you're saying the right things. Like, be faithful to it. It has to be in the right moment in your career and your life where you can express what you want to express and really borrow into something that are within the appropriate constraints, because you would never want to take on something like that or do that sort of thing wrong. It's the kind of same responsibility I felt very much taking on Batman. And look, his Batman wasn't a non-traditional Batman, but like, man, did it work well. All right, Batman Begins, I still say it's probably perhaps the strongest Batman movie. The best cinematic Batman still Ben Affleck, right? In the Zack Snyder verse. But of movies that were actually made, I would say Batman Begins. It's got a beginning, middle, and end, right? And it's about something, right? And it also has a spectacle. Nolan elaborated, you wouldn't want to take on a film that you're not fully committed on what you could bring to the table creatively. So the writer is so as writer casting or everything, that's the full package. The only thing is, I just learned from Mission Impossible 7 and 8, right? Making them, it just didn't work. Breaking into two movies, unfortunately. I thought it would do. I mean, they're both these movies, but for a movie to work, it needs a beginning, middle, and end. You can't cut it in the middle. Which beginning, Mission Impossible is basically the beginning and half, beginning and the middle, beginning and half of a movie. He said, but no, I sort of stand with the previous answer, which is you have to be really needed. Oh, that's interesting. you have to really be really wanting in terms of bringing the totality of what you want to bring to character. Otherwise, I'm very happy to be the first in line to see whatever they do. Okay, is this a comic book or is this a it looks like a comic book? Interesting, the idea of Nolan wanting to take the film and its totality appears to be a significant hiccup in negotiations. Rumley details the main issue right now seems to be the amount of creative freedom Nolan wants for the film. Well, again, he's a star director. And again, man, here's what you need to do with the Bond universe. I've told you this many times before, right? Very good Bondable Bond, right? Traditional Bond. If it's very important for you to have a black spy and a woman spy, introduce them all in the same movie and spin off the black spy, so you get a movie every 3 years. The woman spy, you get a movie 3 years, and Bond, you get a movie every 3 years, right? And it's you always have something going on in the same universe. I would also have some TV show based around M and Moneypenny. I mean, I like the Skyfall Moneypenny, the recent one. I can't remember her name. I thought she was very good, right? And I think you could have had a really good show based around everybody, all the MI6 supporting characters. At the same time, I would do some like movie of the week sort of thing, made for streaming of very novel, accurate adaptations, right? Set in the 50s and the 60s. If discussion fall apart, the Broccoli really gives carte blanche to filmmakers, but usually the blueprint on how to make Bond. But Nolan wants to take over the entire process. Well, again, I understand that, but you're gonna have to get Broccoli's thumbs up on everything, and probably Amazon as well now. If discussion fall apart, Broccoli does have a number of backups in the wings room. He reveals there's Danny Boyle, who was going to do the last one, apparently. Dennis Villeneuve, don't think he's a great fit. I also want Dennis Villeneuve to do a third Dune movie, right? Dune Messiah. That would be freaking awesome. With Jason Momoa coming back as Duncan Idaho. Oh, God, I would love that. Paul Greengrass, again, very derivative. Yeah, that's because of the Bourne movies. Nolan previously detailed how he was in discussion with Broccoli and fellow Bond producer Michael D. Wilson back in 2017. Are you still tempted by the prospect of doing your own James Bond or Star Wars movie? A Bond movie, definitely. I've spoken to producers Barbara Broccoli and Michael D. Wilson over the years. I deeply love the character. That's central, right? I think that's why Skyfall worked, and it was so non-traditional because it had what's the name? Mendes, was it? Yeah, his love of Bond was palpable through it, right? And sadly, Spectre was supposed to be the super traditional one, and it was just kind of boring. They could have cut about 30 minutes from it, and it would have been much stronger. And No Time to Die, you should have stripped out that the whole Madeline Snow, whatever backstory with the villain, which didn't really come through, and make a mini-series out of that for streaming, right, for Amazon. Then you would have had a much more tight movie. Also, it was designed for Lashana Lynch to take over the role of Bond and have a gun barrel sequence at the end. And you can tell that was the heart of the movie, and it was taken out of it. And that's how the movie kind of flounders. Same with Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny. It was clearly designed for Phoebe Waller-Bridge to become Indiana Jones. And they saw what a terrible idea that was and stripped it out in the edit, and you got a meaningless, empty movie. That's what we're saying. Maybe one day that would work out. Well, excited to see what they do. Maybe one day that will work out. We have to be needed if you know what I mean. It has to be a reinvention. It has to need you, and they're getting along very well. Yeah. Well, I don't think they are getting along very well, but I think that would really. I think that would be a good idea, right? I think this will be a very good idea. I would like to see that go down. Any other news I want to carry there? So look. Well, Sound of Freedom's out in England. Star Trek 4 is still on the tracks. I'll probably get to that on Sunday. So Disney CEO scraps Star Wars movies. So Gavato 7 constantly makes you say this is stupid. Well, let's see what they have to say. Let's see what they have to say. What's the one? Man of Steel writer David Goyer reveals his initial reaction to Warner Brothers' desperate plans for a DC cinematic universe. Let's not run before we can walk. You're probably right? You are probably right. Oh, let's look at Ahsoka. Speaking of things that didn't work out that well. Man, this is a shit show. I mean, it really is in every word. It's a shit show in how it got made, and it's a shit show in that it's a show that is shit. It is just shit, right? They've redesigned this. But all right, so God, I hate this so much. Ahsoka is a stunning and brave Jedi who was trained by Anakin Skywalker. There are these evil witches that the first part of the show is them hunting for a map to take them to another universe where Grand Admiral Thrawn is. They fuck up all the time, so they lose the map. And this very cool Jedi played by Ray Stevenson, who's now passed away, sadly, who's the best thing about the show. Ex-Jedi, I should say, and his Padawan are hired by the bad guys, and they go. They basically end up in finding Thrawn in this other universe, other galaxy. And it's really just badly. I don't know anything that's going on about this show, right? This show is, I know the character of Ahsoka from Clone Wars. I've never seen Rebels. Apparently there's a huge backstory with Ahsoka and Rebels, which this is all a sequel to. And you need to know all of that to understand what the hell's going on. You need to know those characters, nothing, right? So I can't remember who. I think somebody in the comments said that they should have started off with the season, a live-action version of the finale of Rebels, where it's Ahsoka and the Rebels gang facing Thrawn, and he disappears to a different universe with Ezra Bridger, who's the main character. But it would set up the relationship so we know what the hell's going on. So anyway, you got this green mummy chick who's in charge of the rebel fleet, and she went to stop the bad guys going to the other galaxy, and now she's in trouble with the government, and Mon Mothra's in it, who is the same age as she was in Andor, which is about 15 years earlier. I don't understand this at all, right? At the same time, so they spent all this time looking for this map to go to this other galaxy, which apparently is where Thrawn is. Why he's there and why he has to stay there, I don't know, right? And Bridget went over there as well with him somehow. But I don't know why he's there, why he's trapped there. But there are these space worlds that travel between galaxies, and they could just so Ahsoka is going inside one of those worlds. And why do they need the map for? Why don't they just follow the worlds? And when they first mentioned that as a throwaway line, I'm like, well, why don't they just follow the worlds? So I don't understand. It's just so dumb. So anyway, bad guys go to the other galaxy. They find Thrawn. There are these kind of cool Force witches, but they don't use the Force. They're more evil. They're better and stronger than Jedi. It's all stupid. Grand Admiral Thrawn is there, and his Star Destroyer is kind of falling apart, and there's all his troops they've adapted their armor. They got these red bandages around the whole together. The main one has a face in his Stormtrooper's mask. All that's very cool, apart from Grand Admiral Thrawn, who's kind of fat and looks like Elon Musk, right? Looks very much like Elon Musk. Anyway, so Sabrine Wren, who the show is really about, is this sexless purple-haired chick who has a quasi-lesbian relationship with Ahsoka, and she's her Padawan learner, even though she has no Force connection whatsoever, and she has a lightsaber, which she uses basically just as a weapon, and she's like Mandalorian. And so she went with Ray Stevenson, the only interesting character in this. Oh, also David Tennant's in this as a droid, and he's pretty good too. So she can find Bridger. So she went off to find this guy, Ezra Bridger. They met last week, and it should have been this big emotional meeting. But no, I couldn't give a shit, right? And they also, their like relationship was just like so false. I didn't believe it at all. So great. So now we can go home. I don't know why they couldn't go home beforehand. None of this has been explained, right? So Star Wars, apparently, not really. Meanwhile, on Coruscant, right? So we have General Mummy, also sexist, quite a nice arser. She's in trouble because she's found the plot to resurrect Thrawn or whatever, came back. And this is Senator Arsehole, who didn't fight in the rebellion and is just a toxic male who hates the green chick, right? But Mon Mothra's there and she's on trial and she's like, "Hi, I'm completely ineffectual. I've been in this and never aging apparently." So the Asian guy is just, "I'm a dick. I'm Dicky Dick. We're gonna put you in jail, Dicky Dick. Yeah, you're like Donald Trump and I'm like New York Justice Department. That's how bad this is. You're fucked, darling." And she's like, "You can't be fucked. You're not going to fuck me over. I'm a space mummy. Space mummies are the best. And you can't get one over on us space mummies." And then C-3PO comes in. I wonder if it's Anthony Daniels in the costume, right? And I hate the way this New Republic is feckless and useless. Fucking stupid that it is. And he's like, "Oh, fuck, there's a droid here." And C-3PO comes in. It might be Anthony Daniels. It didn't seem like him, right, in the costume, but maybe. And he's like, "Oh, Senator Organa, who's in charge of all the military in the government, sent me to say he authorized this thing, even though he didn't." And she's like, "Hi, I'm a smug cunt. Here's my smug cunt face. You like my smug cunt face? Hi, I'm a smug cunt." Thank you, R2. I mean, C-3PO. Apparently, he doesn't have the red leg yet. And here's the other, the X-Wing fighter we've seen a bunch of time. I guess was going to be Karina. What's the name? Gina Carano. They said, "Well, you got out of that one." Yes, I'm a smug mummy cunt. Yes. But what's really happening? Anyway, Ahsoka. Dreams and madness. God, that's the way I would explain the entirety of the decision-making process at Disney and Lucasfilms. So you got this, like, Ahsoka, and she's not very good in this role. I hate to tell you this. Rosario Dawson is not very good in the role. Maybe she've got an acrobat, like somebody with a bit more, like Ray Parks was great as fucking Darth Maul because he was great at the physics. Really sucks in this, right? She never convinces me. So she's training while she's in a space whale. And she's training with a recording of Anakin. And this is where the show gets to be its best. At one point, she was killed trying to stop them finding the way to the other universe, even though they could just follow the wells. It's such a stupid plot hole. It really is. So she was killed, and she met on this ethereal plane with Anakin. Very, very well digitally de-aged, and had some flashbacks to the Clone Wars. All that was great. The Memberberry stuff was actually very good. So she's got these this recording of Anakin, again digitally de-aged, and it's good, right? And I do like his Darth Vader-esque battle gear, right? Which I didn't really notice in Clone Wars, but I guess I really like that breastplate thing that goes around him. But again, Rosario Dawson, again, the Force isn't female, as this thing keeps screaming at you over and over again. The Force is not female. That's the one thing you really learn from this. So this is the David Tennant droid, who's like 900 years old and used to train Jedi, helps them build lightsabers. And it's very good, right? So they're inside the well, and then, "Oh, we've arrived at the new universe." And they all come out of hyperspace right where they're supposed to. And then it's like, "Oh, something bad's happening. Boom, 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 boom." And they've mined the whole area where the wells come out. So they know exactly where the wells come out. So they could have just followed the wells, right? They really could. They didn't need that map. So they mined where the wells come out, and the wells are getting the shit kicked out of them. She's like, "Fuck this, I'm leaving the well," right? And she flies away through the mines, but she's stunning it. Look at her, grit her teeth. Now, this would have worked if it was a bloke, amazingly, right? Again, you want to prove the Force isn't female, you make everything female-centric, and it just sucks. But if you had a bloke doing masculine things like this, it actually would have been a lot better. Like a Luke Skywalker would have been better. But no. Anyway, they make it through because they're stunning and brave, and they get some shit little fighters come and attack them. Pew, 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 pew. Meanwhile, I like the look of Thrall's like falling apart Star Destroyer and forces. But I don't like the look of Thrall. Hi, I'm Space Elon Musk. I'm that evil. I'm that fucking evil. Space Elon fucking Musk. That's me. So they say, Ahsoka's just come out of hyperspace and we failed to kill her first time. We are absolutely shit. So they're hiding in the debris field, whatever that is. I have no idea. They don't explain it. Meanwhile, this is where Bridge has been living, right? And I thought it was in like a primitive group, but apparently they've all got like sci-fi floaty cars that can go very, very slowly. And like for her to like risk so Sabrina Wren, the purple-haired chick, had risked the safety of the entire galaxy, right? Home, but they have no chemistry. They have literally zero chemistry together. They're so not interested in each other, as is so incredibly obvious, right? So apparently they're moseying along. Somehow they're going to go back with Thrall. I don't know. I don't know what their idiot plan is, right? I have no idea. Right? Oh, Canceling Crash Courses. How are you doing, Canceling Crash Courses? But they have an idiot plan, right? And they're like, oh, look at me. I've just got my feet out because I'm a cool hanging out girl. I'm is the internet going? There we go. Meanwhile, okay, if the internet goes out, I sent myself a link. We have Ray Stevenson with his Chihuahua, right? They found Bridger, which is their job, and they're riding these giant rat things. And then again, they look kind of stupid. It's like when Billy Connolly was in that Hobbit movie riding the giant hedgehog or whatever, or warthog. Look kind of stupid. So these are the much worse and the much more powerful than Jedi witches, led by Claudia Black from Farscape, unrecognizable, still bangable, obviously. If you use your imagination, as I do quite often. And so we need you to find Ahsoka Tano, and they're like, sure, no problem. They're hiding over here, and she's using the Force to connect to Sabrina, even though she's not Force sensitive at all. And just Sabrina is like, oh, I noticed my lesbian lover, even though we're totally sexist. Whoa, what's happening? Okay, this guy is supposed to be Force sensitive, a Jedi. He is. You see him use Force powers this episode. Surely he would have heard something too. No, and he's like, oh, I know where she is now. Meanwhile, we know where she is now because they got their three lasery globe ball thingies that point where things are. They're going to find her. And then, okay, and now, so they found them, and now the forces are coming after them. But they use this, right? They can't kill her for love nor bloody money. Love the look of this, though, right? These are the people that Bridge have been living with. Again, they didn't seem to be have technology in the last episode, and now they're like giant tortoise people who keep hiding in their shells. And they look over there, and they see Ray Stevenson and the child. Oh, what are they going to do? So Ray Stevenson says, but again, who knows? My path lies somewhere different. My path lies elsewhere. Well, what the fuck, arsehole? I said, so he said, you go and kill them with the mercenaries. So you and all right? So again. It's looking dodgy, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking dodgy. Hopefully it stays on. Fine. And said, okay, fine, go and attack them. Launch a gunship to get them. And again, you see their armors all taped up and stuff. And off they go, and they got a full squadron of people. And so then, weirdly, these slow moving like buggy things can go super, super fast now, right? As they chase after them on their rat bings, and they've used their catapult against them. It is just like a kind of a shit nonsensical sequence. Like how, like again, take one of your gunships and nuke them from orbit for fuck's sake. What is the like? How is this hard for you to stop them? But apparently it is, right? Because and it's not. It's not impossible to stop them because they're so good. They're just everybody is super shit and nothing makes sense, right? Pew pew pew. I can't use the force, right? Look over there. And then so here comes Ahsoka. And Bridget does a lot of like wild staring this episode. Everybody stay in here. I'm gonna handle them. So here's one of the stupidest bits of the whole thing, right? Ahsoka's coming to get them and says, "I'm just going to jump out." And this is not stupid. She jumps out the ship and lets David Tennant droid fly it. And Ray Stevenson is there. So I've got to stop you. So we're going to fight. I wish I knew what his motivation was because I really like the character. Very sorry he's passed away. But again, I'm sorry that this is his last role. So they have a quite unrealistic fight. She gives him his. Apparently, this is his lightsaber that he built, right? And he says he doesn't have a weapon. He's like, I will just use the force to protect me. Use your fucking lightsaber. She's got guns. She would rather have guns. She's got best gun armor and no tits. I want you to note that no tits whatsoever. He's like, no, I will just use the force. I'm like, fucking weirdo. And he does. He uses force pushes, right? As they fight them all off, and she fights Ray Stevenson. And just this heavily armed group of mercenaries can't take out primitive podling people. The Chihuahua comes up to take out Bridger. He's unarmed. And she's force trained. And he can't take and she can't best him, right? Oh, force push. No. Again, stupid fight. Meanwhile, David Tennant droid is flying around. And he ends up coming to shoot at Ray Stevenson, and then she uses that as cover to get away. So you get inside, I will protect you. No, so now arrive gunships full of stormtroopers. Like now we have them surrounded by we have these two people surrounded by two gunships and two squadrons of stormtroopers. A force trained Jedi, like Sith woman, and a bunch of mercenaries, and they can't fucking stop them against like none of the little podlings are dead, just the mercenaries. But okay, so look, we have a swarm of stormtroopers and a Sith, right? And they're like, wait a minute, and it says kill them. He says, no, wait. That's it. They're like, oh, I guess we'll wait for a few minutes. No, for what? So no, just kill them. And why don't they just shoot them? Look, they're behind them. Shoot them in the fucking back, right there. You, just shoot them. Just shoot those cunts right now. No. Oh, by the way, you got those guns and a lightsaber. I'm fine with nothing because I'm just a man. And again, fucking Sith warrior in front of them. Just shoot them now. But Ahsoka turns up and they're stunning and brave. They fight so stunningly and so bravely. Whoa! And they see all their forces go down, and they're like, well, we got to call this a victory, right? No, it's a massive defeat, right? It's a massive defeat. Recall the forces. What we've done is keep them all busy because our cargo's being delivered, and then they won't have time to get to us, and we've won because we've been smarter or something. I don't know. So they recall the three not killed stormtroopers, and they're like, now we have you surrounded, right? And she's like, surrender, and she runs off for some reason. I can't remember. With something distracts her, and she's able to run off. Hi, Supreme. So great to see you again. Oh, look, it's Bridger. I have no idea what the connection is whatsoever. Hi, I'm a shit man. I know you are. And then David Tennant turns up. So they're all the gangs back together again somehow. And the poor people are like, yay. And somehow they're going to go back to their universe. Somehow, I don't know. Maybe hitch a ride on the another well. But yeah, okay, it's so smug. And honestly, she's so shit in this role. She really is. Again, why couldn't they get somebody with some again, somebody with some physical training, like Summer Glau? Summer Glau would have been fucking perfect playing her, right? She was great at all that stuff in Firefly, and yeah, I know she's somewhat older now, but how old is she now? She'll be the perfect age. Hang on, how old is Summer Glau? Summer Glau. And she's got the right kind of physical presence. She's 42. She would be perfect. I mean, she would really be. I mean, she's still acting. I think she is. Let me look at. Let's look at Wikipedia. But here, like the physicality of it. Hang on 1 second. Share screen. Like, I'm sorry. This seems much more like Ahsoka Tano, right? And she's was it? Yeah, no, she was trained in ballet. Like, she's in incredibly good shape, right? Is she still acting? Was the filmography? Okay, yeah. I honestly, when Sandra Bullock, right? She was very good in that movie Gravity, because it was a very physically demanding role. Now the politics have worn off. It was a very physically demanding role, and she said, "Yeah, no, I used to be a dancer," and it really went. Right, Gravity was a great movie. So yeah, Ahsoka's smug. Oh God, and the pod people are shit. And they're all back together. Again, none of this works, right? None of this works whatsoever because we have no idea of the emotional connection between the characters because we haven't watched Rebels because we're not fucking losers. Dave Filoni, you absolute loser cunt, right? You're an absolute loser cunt. Yeah, and I say that with such affection as well. Makes you constantly go, this is stupid. Yeah, it really does. I think I might go over these articles on Sunday. Right? I think I will. I'll be going kind of long. And also, Dan's on pretty soon. Yeah, 1 second. Let me find out his link. Where is it? It's Doink. Yeah, starting in under 30 minutes, and I haven't seen my wife today. And she has my my magic lemon, right? My magic lemon for the holiday of Sukkot. Sukkot is coming, baby, but also the my fabulous turkey dinner. Fine. With that, we covered a lot tonight, right? We covered a lot. We covered how Donald Trump was the winner of the GOP debate without being there. We did the trailer reaction for Argyle. Never heard of it. Looks freaking awesome, right? Looks freaking awesome, awesome, right? We did cover Toxic Fandom. Oh, don't you love them? Bit of Toxic Fandom. We covered. Are we looking at New Golden Era? Ahsoka Tano, Chris and Nolan, James Bond. I think we covered everything. We're doing pretty well. Fine. I'm going to wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you probably either Saturday or Sunday. Keep watching the stars. Hit the damn broadcast button. Hit